The Public Accounts Committee started its investigations into the misuse of funds in the office of the Prime Minister. The team was headed by Chris Kusame, the Permanent Secretary of Finance, but as the queries continued, the ball instead fell to the court of the Accounting General of Finance, Gustavo Bwoch, who said the scam was first discovered in the ministry and 4 people were consequently interdicted.
We have also interdicted Mr. Mwasa Charles. He has been mentioned by his other colleagues. My staff who should have carried out bank reconciliations were compromised in this transaction.
The Accounting General said they were put under pressure to reinstate Kazinda after transferring him.
It was agreed that you reinstate Mr. Kazinda Geoffrey as one of the signatories to the bank accounts. Now, who are these top officials of the office of the Prime Minister?
Can we know where the pressure was coming from? Otherwise, if you don't leave this business of, you've got to know that the PS can put on pressure. We know who was putting pressure. So can you state clearly on this room?
The PS of the Prime Minister, Kazinda, was reinstated.
Yes.
I wrote a letter to Bank of Uganda to reinstate Kazinda back onto as a signatory to all bank accounts of the office of the Prime Minister.
At this point, journalists were evicted from the committee hearing.
The Prime Minister, who was in China then, called the Accountant General and called the PSST and said, don't transfer until I have come back. What special interest did this officer, in the form of a politician, the Prime Minister, have specifically in Kazinda that he wanted to protect? Because he was protected and irregularly a lot of money was lost.
Meanwhile, Bwoch also implicated former Prime Minister Apollo Nsibambi.
Gustavo Bwoch, by the way, the Accountant General, has said if this Shaban had stayed, 95% of the money lost wouldn't have been lost. So what was the interest by the former Prime Minister to actually now move very fast that this internal auditor, who had discovered a lot of dirty things, what was the motive? What was it that they wanted?
The Finance Ministry officials were also asked to explain the use of the Irish funds to the tune of 14.8 billion shillings.
A dormant account for 2 years, and then you wired money into that account. And the worst part, you cover as if you are paying the salary of staff.
The parliamentary probe continues tomorrow with the Bank of Uganda officials appearing before the Public Accounts Committee. It is shocking to the public when the name of the former Prime Minister Apollo Nsibambi has been mentioned in the saga regarding the office of the Prime Minister. Now the committee has resolved that anytime he will also be called to the committee to answer some queries. Maurice Ochol, NTV at Parliament.